Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little review on this DL12-55 Gale telehandler, off-road forklift, low, whatever you want to call it. But I call them telehandler. But been running it for a few weeks here. I want to give you a little review onto it. Like I said, it's been rented from Admar Supply. Been a pretty good machine, so I'll give it a little review here. Hope you enjoy. Okay, here she is right here, the DL12-55, and I'm assuming that the 12 stands for 12,000 pounds and it has 55 foot of vertical reach, so I'm assuming that's what that stands for. If somebody else knows another reason why it stands for that, but it is a 12,000 pound machine with the boom sucked all the way in, and it does have 55 foot of reach vertical. So first thing you'll notice is it does have a low profile. I call them a low profile boom, which is very nice because as soon as you pick the forks off the ground, you have visibility out this side here. Some of your sky lifts and lows and stuff like that, they have a higher boom, your Terraxes, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to see out this side. But like I said, small little counterweight on the back. Actually, this is a service compartment for hydraulic stuff. Serviceable grease fittings all around, works good, but we'll do it under the hood here. So you open up this side compartment here. The first thing you notice, it is a John Deere. It's powered by John Deere. Not super impressed with maybe the serviceability of this machine. The master switch is right here, which is super handy, but alternator on the other side, starter on the other side, filters all on the other side, so I probably wouldn't rate this real good as far as serviceability. But fuel tank is right here, which is good shape. Check the hydraulic oil with the dipstick, which is not a sight glass, which I like. And then obviously the engine oil is right there. So if anybody thinks that these things are, with all this emission stuff, is good for an engine, just take a look at this engine oil that's in this thing. Anybody that runs equipment, I mean, it looks just like it's got sand in it. Just because it's just, you know, I don't know what part of them thought, well, let's just go ahead and take the exhaust and go ahead and just dump that back in the engine. That sounds like a good idea, right? Not. But, yep, under the hood is right here. Like I said, it seems to be very well powered for what it is. I don't know the number on that John Deere engine, but it seems to be very decent. Okay. Mirror on this side here. Like I said, all the grease fittings are very, very easy to get to. This has a quick disconnect on the front, which is kind of neat. It's just a tab that you flip inside of there. Actually, there's a diagram on the other side. Diagram right there shows how to unlock the plate, and then this just flips up off. This is all fitted with a tilt cylinder, so that's pretty handy. But like I said, everything's serviceable. Does have the outriggers onto it as well. Like I said, pretty serviceable machine. I do like the way the door opens. It's just set up with a locker right there. So there is no latch or anything, but it does, I mean, I've been bobbing around with it and it seems to hold up pretty good. And it does have the old, so you can shut the bottom and go Jeep style if you'd like to. So, engine compartment, or excuse me, operator's compartment, seems to be very decent. Comfortable seat. Front window does fold out. This piece of equipment does not have air conditioning onto it, but if it did, it would be amazing. Like I said, engine or operator's compartment, visibility is really good. No big blind spots anywheres. Other than that back tire back there can be a little bit difficult, but everything else is pretty easy. As far as operating the machine, I do like some features of this machine and I don't like some other features. I'll go ahead and go over them. Let me just shut the door here real quick. Okay, I'll go over some of the operating stuff on this forklift. First thing we'll look at is the load chart. Now it has several different combinations, but the one that we're dealing with right now with the mast that we have with the outriggers up, we're looking at 12,000 right inside, then 10, and as you see all the way out here to the 40, it's saying no lift, and it's saying 2,000 pounds there. So not bad. I did spend quite a bit of time in a cat machine that was fairly similar to this, but and as you can see, it goes up. You get 1,000 pounds at that point, at the farthest point, and then the inside one doesn't change at all. But I guess the biggest difference is the height. The width of this 60 degrees gets a little bit better when you get the outriggers down. So, but personally, I hate outriggers, but they do work. They do have their advantages. So, okay. So as far as the one thing I do like about this machine is they're all toggle switches. Park and brake here, heater, obviously, your fans, your wipers, your disconnect. So if you want to hit the brake and disconnect the transmission, that's there. And then you got an emergency override. Apparently, that's probably if you could probably run the pump if the motor dies. Over here, obviously, we got a lock for the rear end, which I have not had to use yet. Probably one of my more favorite features is this three-way toggle switch here, which allows you to four-wheel steer, just front-wheel steer, or crab steer. Like I said, a lot of I hate to compare it to cab, but Caterpillar, they have their toggle switches up here on the front of the steering wheel, and their toggle switches is a little bit, and I'm not gonna say confusing, but they have a three-way toggle switch similar to that, but it's up here, and then their outriggers are up here, and then their tilt for the undercarriage is right there too. So, like I said, forward reverse shuttle shifter with a 3-speed transmission. Not super impressed with the way this thing shifts. It shifts kind of hard because I have to go down the road, so it shifts kind of hard there. And it does have a key and a starter button down there, and then there's your temperature control. As far as the operation of the joystick, this is in the toggle switches down here. We got outrigger there, toggle switch for to change the cab, and then the yellow button, when you hold that down, that allows you to rock the carriage back and forth. And then the blue one with the forward reverse allows you to run the auxiliary. So I'll go ahead and run those through there real quick so you can see them. Parking brakes, real easy, it's right there. Fuel gauge and the soot is right there. So joystick goes up, slope out, tip it, hold the button down. Okay, now run the other one, hold it in. It's not bad as far as speed wise. Okay, I will say this is not a bad design. A lot of them you have a switch you have to push down here to do this, but this button's not bad. Like I said, I hate to keep comparing it to Cat, but I spent about 3,500 hours in the Cat 590 and really got liking it. So they have a roller switch here for the curl, and they have another roller switch over here for the auxiliary, and then they have a trigger in the back for a disconnect. So that's pretty much a little nicer than this here, but all in all, I mean, I'd say this is a pretty darn good machine. I don't mind it a bit. It's got a pretty good amount of reach, and it seems to do pretty good. Well, there's my thoughts on the Gale DL1255. Not a bad machine. If you're going to rent it from Admar, that's the place to get it from. But like I said, hope you enjoyed. Hope this helps you out if you're looking at purchasing one or looking to rent one. But have a good day and be safe.